나와 신나고 뻔게 또 신나 샤바와키 신나무 기그라니 짜이 샤바기라니 짜이무 기그라니 루아이디 Atuma sayang na gusto makuha nuri.
She's pretty gassy there. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name is Luke Rudowski here of thebestpoliticalshow.com, as we are going to be going live for the next 2 hours discussing all the latest and craziest news. As of course, there's a lot to talk about, as I think it's fair to say we're going through a domestic deep state alien UFO drone operation right now that just had Donald Trump cancel his trip because of it, as the NYPD discovered a new massive drone as key U.S. Air Force bases are now closing down their airspace due to more drone sightings. Who's really behind it? What's really going on here? Well, we're going to be talking about that, as well as CNN, just being caught aiding and abetting a war criminal, as their ratings are going down dramatically with the rest of the corporate media. There's also a lot to talk about specifically when it comes to health, personal well-being, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting into. So share this broadcast with your friends and family members. It's more important than ever to fight the YouTube algorithm and get these videos out there through, of course, just sharing them. It really does mean a lot to us that you do this, and it's one of the few ways that these videos actually get out there to everyone, and we can't thank you enough for doing so. And in exchange for you doing that, we allow you guys to be a part of the show. Excuse me. What are you? Can I help you? Lay down, please. Thank you very much. Apologies for Atlas. I don't know what she's doing. This is not a positive advertisement. You're going to have to wait just a little second there, and then we'll get back to Atlas, as of course she's going to be a part of the show like she always is. And you will also be a part of the show on LukeUnfiltered.com, as you guys get the ability to call into the show and actually ask us whatever questions you want in a totally unfiltered, uncensored way. You guys get to, of course, call in. I am in the Telegram channel right now, as we are dealing with a person who just walked in here. Lauren, this is so unprofessional of you.
You're unprofessional.
Anyway, we are going to be taking calls all exclusively in about an hour and a half from now from members of LukeUnfiltered.com. So sign up as, of course, first-time callers also get free supplements from wearechange.shop. We just had a range day with LukeUnfiltered.com members. It was really fun this past Saturday. We're going to be doing more in January and February. So sign up for that. And then, of course, you guys could be a part of the larger fun that we all have here on LukeUnfiltered.com. We're going to be doing our best to read any and all super chats, but of course, we will be prioritizing the super chats coming in from mysuperchat.com. We are still raising legal defense funds right now on SaveLukeNow.com as well. So check that out, as of course, some of the hats are in limited edition and are selling out quickly as well. Joining us for today's conversation is Sean from Salt of the Earth. Sean, for the people who don't know who you are, who are you? As of course, you're a local here also in Miami.
Yeah, from South Beach.
If you can't just bring up the microphone a little bit closer.
From Chicago, but been living in South Beach for the last 10 years. And yeah, I started this Salt of the Earth company about 16 months ago. And yeah, really into like surfing and beach volleyball and health and fitness type stuff, and happy to be here.
Yeah, I actually bought your products a long time ago, and I'm like, these are pretty good products. And then I checked you guys out on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, you're in Miami, so this is a good little mix. That,
and I saw that you were followed by Kelly Slater, and so I was like, okay, this guy's legit.
Yeah, Kelly's awesome. Kelly gave us a really kind of awesome, eye-opening interview a couple of years ago when I was in Hawaii, and I wanted to say your company's name. He's literally like the salt of the earth. A really great, really awesome human being, and go check out that YouTube video. It's pretty extensive. So yeah, you do good products. You're definitely into the health world, which we're going to have to kind of deviate from YouTube, but talk about on Rumble, where we could extensively get into this larger topic in a more kind of in-depth way, which I think is going to be really important, since health is something that finally more people are taking into consideration, unlike Lauren. Hayden.
Yep.
But we'll get into it, Lauren, in just a little bit. As of course, Marta Bueno is aquí. She just came from the New York City Gala Republican Ball. How
Young
was that?
Republican Ball, the 112. It was really interesting. It was my first major Republican gala. So on running on fumes, but excited to be here.
Awesome. Great to have you, Martha. Martha Bueno.
Bueno for Miami, Luke.
Yeah, a potato, same thing.
He ruins all the names.
We got Lauren.
Don't even do it. Don't even do it. My name is Lauren Hayden. He refuses to say my name properly despite it possibly jeopardizing my legal license. And yeah, this is, by the way, like not a paid advertisement for me anyway. This shit's delicious. Oh, this stuff is delicious. My bad.
Family-friendly show here, Lauren.
Sorry. This stuff is so good.
Chocolate
It is
flavor.
the salt of the earth. I'm drinking the chocolate flavor right now. It literally tastes like hot cocoa. This is the best. I was not planning on giving. This is amazing. You should be very proud. This
Thank
is
you.
so good. Like, I'm actually gonna go home and buy this immediately. But anyway, you
With
could.
promo code Luke.
Promo code Luke.
Hopefully,
promo
I don't
code
think
Luke.
it's set up yet, but I think my producer is setting it up. I don't know, but
This stuff is very good.
it is
okay,
good.
and then you can find me Daily Goodness Show with Lauren Hayden, all the platforms.
Yep, Steph.
Hi
Take it away,
everyone.
Steph.
This is Steph. We are change. I also approved that message. That hot cocoa was delicious,
So
and I
good.
drank it all, and it's over now. But you can find
Someone
me
has a problem. Someone is a little bit of an addict with hot chocolate. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone, but it's really delicious, and it has Himalayan salt, and I love it. And you can find me on X at StephWRC.
All right, let's just get into it because there's so much crazy news, and I think the biggest story is, of course, this latest drone story that is causing a lot of fear, causing a lot of panic, especially amongst people on the east coast of the United States that are dealing with some very kind of strange circumstances. Now, there's also a lot of fake news associated with this entire story. We have a lot of different politicians saying a lot of different things, but all of them are kind of abstaining any kind of responsibility and blame and kind of sitting on their hands being like, we don't know what's going on here. As people are left to kind of come to their own conclusions about what is really happening, as a New Jersey senator came out a few days ago and said that the feds are too fearful of public relation to tell the truth about the mysterious drones. Now, I have my own particular theory about what's going on here, but Donald Trump, the next president of the United States, just weighed in on this controversy. Originally, he said, hey, if you don't know what these drones are, shoot them down. As everyone in the government was like, no, don't shoot them down. But wait, what are they? We don't know. Don't shoot them down. But wait, what's going on here? That's the question that, of course, is going through a lot of people's minds right now, as Donald Trump just issued these statements announcing that he is canceling his trip due to what's happening with these drones right now. Here's the clip.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth?
That's his golf course.
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Two quick questions. First, on vaccine.
Yeah. Then they ask him about another particular topic, but Trump, very frank, very honest. Yes, it's the U.S. government, as the U.S. government is saying it's not the U.S. government. So interesting war of words, and very interesting kind of decisions made by Donald Trump, who's saying, I don't want to be around these things. I don't want to be where these drones are flying, as clearly he declared it's the government. Now, if the future president of the United States doesn't even know what's going on here, and he's telling the government to be honest and transparent here, and they're not, what's really going on here? What do you guys think?
I think he's 100% correct. Trump, I think, is calling it's the government. It is the government, clearly. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a story. They would have shot it down. They would have handled it like he said. And then, too, if he doesn't want to be near it, maybe he knows something that we don't. So, yeah, I'd be a little concerned in that area, too. And now they're apparently showing up in Florida, too. I don't know. Seriously, the thing is weird And I think the government owes us an explanation.
With the last administration, he had such a huge amount of people within the administration just not telling him things like, look at what happened to Afghanistan. He thought there was a certain number of troops that were pulled out that were never pulled out, and Syria. And so I think that they think that they're going to do this round two. He's going to be, sure, he's president. We're just going to not tell him what he legally and rightfully should know. We're just going to keep him in the dark and continue running the government, in the background without his approval. But it's not going to fly this time. As soon as January 20th comes around, he's going to knock down some doors. I think he's going to expose people. It's also like he's not going to have to run again. There's nobody that he has to appease. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm expecting a lot of people to get fired.
I am too, and I hope that that's the case. It's our job to hold him accountable, right? Like if he doesn't do that, if he doesn't go, okay, guys, what is exactly is happening here, and let's handle this, then it's our job to hold him accountable. At this point, is it even worth holding Biden accountable?
Oh, I mean, he's
got,
like
It's
walking
not Biden,
corpse.
but it's not Joe Biden. Biden's not even there. He's not even awake. He's not even conscious, I think.
All the more reason they're doing this,
yeah.
because there's nobody to hold accountable. Who is doing this? We don't know.
The shadow government wanted Biden in because they wanted to continue being the shadow government and having somebody who's not coherent, not making decisions so that they could continue making decisions. They tried to do that with Trump. They were unfortunately, somewhat successful his last term because he didn't get rid of everybody when he should have gotten rid of Fauci, just for example, off the top of my head.
Oh, but I mean, come on. Trump is still on the, that thing was like his greatest achievement. So I don't agree that Trump would have gotten rid of him.
The Fauci
The
Well, no,
ouchie.
Trump's talking about investigating it. We'll talk about it on the
next platform.
On the next platform. But Sean, what do you think is going on here? Do you think it's aliens, the U.S. government, foreign governments? What's your kind of inkling here?
All I kept thinking about was if these are car-sized drones, why don't we have flying cars yet? I just was thinking to myself,
asking the real questions right there.
Yeah, you know how much how easy it would be to get here if we had cars that could fly.
Took me an hour and a half. I could have been.
It's my daily
You
commute.
could have been flying in a drone.
Exactly.
Flying over here. But I think, the military-industrial complex prefers to weaponize these drones and use them for death and destruction and not convenience. So drones are definitely going to be impacting our lives more than we expect them to. And I think we are going to eventually get to a place where there's going to be drone taxis that are going to take us from one place to another place. And it's all going to be kind of coordinated with artificial intelligence to make sure that these aircraft don't kind of collide with each other. But there's still a lot of money with gas, with oil, that runs a lot of the big kind of U.S. economies. And I think the battery power for mass transportation with drones isn't there yet. I think with battery technology advancing, we are kind of getting there. But also, at the same time, it's not about making our lives easier. It's about using death and destruction, which they are mastering with these drones. And these drones could be used not just for transportation, but from what I'm kind of hearing here and speculating myself, is that these drones could be used for detecting certain substances and particles, specifically probably radioactive particles. As the first thing that I was kind of thinking about through this story was broken arrows, which is the kind of military term for lost nuclear weapons. And you look at entertainment and they do implant certain ideas into your head. And I think one of the biggest ideas that they've been kind of implanting is this kind of idea of a small nuclear suitcase. And I think potentially this has more to do with what we're dealing with now. And again, this is just me speculating here. I don't have any proof. I don't have any evidence. But I think it's fair to assume that these drones could be scanning for particularly radioactive particles based off some either foreign threat or domestic threat of small nuclear yield explosive devices that could be used in major metropolitan areas like New York City.
I heard that on another podcast last night too, that somebody was speculating, somebody who works in the drone field and with our military was speculating the same thing. And if that's the case, that also makes sense why the government would be secretive about these drones.
Yeah.
Because they
wouldn't want to curate panic. They wouldn't want people freaking out. They wouldn't want people leaving New York City, New Jersey, and they're flying all these drones, and people see drones or think they're seeing drones, and it's really just aircraft or consumer drones, and they're like, holy cow, the the nuclear bomb is here in my neighborhood.
So even if the drones themselves aren't dangerous, if they're looking for something dangerous and they're in a specific area, that's terrifying. So it is really weird that they are hanging around where Trump usually goes, because who knows if someone is trying to harm him. As we already know, he's already been attempted at twice. That's terrible. Like, there's so many scary things happening.
I mean,
right
the
now.
fact that he doesn't want to go there, I think, it is a little concerning. And if I live there, I might be considering leaving it. I mean, I don't know. It does freak me out. Also, Joe Rogan, I think, tweeted that video that you're talking about.
Oh, nice.
Saying that he also agrees, which makes me think maybe it's just a psyop, guys, and they're preparing us for something. Because that's the way they work.
Yeah,
I
mean, these drones have been happening since November 18th, and I remember seeing it on my newsfeed. Almost a month now, we've been hearing and seeing about these drones in New Jersey, and I kind of came to the thought originally. I'm like, hey, maybe I shouldn't tell people about this. Maybe it's not best to tell people, hey, they could be scanning for small nuclear devices there. And then I saw other people kind of talk about it, and I'm like, okay, the cat's kind of out the bag. And I think it is worth noting, and I'm kind of with Donald Trump on this. The government should tell the general public what's going on here, and if there is a loose nuclear weapon or a suitcase nuke, what better way than to get the citizens, one, aware of it, but more importantly, a part of the search for it, right? If they see anything suspicious, if they see some strange behavior, if they're able to, of course, gather intelligence, that's the best way to do it, to tell people about it, and then kind of come to the general public, be like, okay, this is the threat. We kind of have to work together to stop this, rather than just, of course, making people fear the worst and speculate the worst, which we are.
Right.
But we are doing that mainly because the government is just absolutely silent right now, and absolutely inadequate of being honest and transparent with the American people.
Imagine not telling us, though. Like, if you live in that area and there is some type of potential for something, why wouldn't you tell people so that they start making emergency plans, so that if there's something they can evacuate? Like, it's just so typical government. I don't know. Today, I guess I'm feeling a little black-pilled, but it's so typical government. If there's these drones happening, and it's a psyop.
It is kind of crazy, though, that the government's solution, and it's been their solution for such a long time, since the invention of the CIA, essentially, their solution is to keep the public uninformed. Instead of, to protect the public, we have to tell people nobody. In order to prevent panic, isn't it protecting the public more to be as transparent as possible? So
It's
that
government. How can they?
I know.
How can they force you to do what they want if they're not creating some type of panic? And think about it. It's a great way for them to bring in something stronger. Like, we have to protect you from this thing, so therefore you can't leave your house after 6 p.m. Like, I don't know. I just always think the worst of the government.
I do too. It's like Ronald Reagan said, the most dangerous words in the English language are, we're from the government and we're here to help.
Absolutely. And so, yeah. Also, several of the comments were saying that you need to speak up. So when you do, just louder.
I also saw a comment asking you to say the name of your tea again, or your
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth.
And where can people buy Salt of the Earth?
Drinksaute.com, and I think my producer just set up drinksaute.com/Luke. So I will put that in the comment. I will put that in the comment section so people could just conveniently get it and find out more information about
Literally
it.
delicious.
Do we know for sure that it's just not like some hobbyist drones?
Why would the government be secretive about it if it was just some hobbyist
Also,
drones? And
in
also,
order
what hobbyist has the drone of that?
Right. But also, you need an FAA clearance, because our laws are
Yes.
so ridiculous that you need to be a pilot or registered to fly these things. So if that was the case, they would know exactly who's flying them.
It kind of makes sense, though, because airspace is really, it's so interesting. So back in the day, before we had, airplanes, we had the property laws where your property, whatever you purchase, is like the land that you own all the way up to the heavens and like into the core of the earth. Well, that's not actually technically the case anymore, because we do have airspace. We have airplanes flying overhead. You don't technically own those air rights 100% anymore. The government has taken part of that. And so they have to make regulations when they have drones and airplanes and all of this. And that's why when we do have flying cars, that is going to really drastically change the number of regulations we have over travel. It's going to be an insane influx of the number of laws that we're going to see on the books.
Yeah, and if you commit a thought crime, the AI drone will just fly you straight to the gulag for your mandatory work trips. As the little that we know about these drones from authority figures is that they're about six foot. They can't be tracked. There's no signal. There's no thermals. Sometimes they have lights on. Sometimes they don't have lights on. They usually fly at night. And when police officers decided to send up their own drones to track these things, they can't find them. Individuals who are sending out their small consumer drones that you could buy at the store are saying that as soon as they bring them up, the battery dies when they try to get near these other drones as well. So the very strange behavior. As the latest news that we have right now that's breaking is that the NYPD has discovered a massive drone inside of the New York Brooklyn Naval Yard, as a new video just was released here showing a pretty significant sized drone. This still looks like something that a consumer could buy, but again, you do need an FAA license in order to fly a lot of these things, especially in places like New York City, where a lot of the drones are not allowed to fly since there's a lot of airports, a lot of helicopters, and a lot of air travel in and out of New York City. So that's the little that we know right now, highlighting more kind of weirdness surrounding this story, and local police departments just literally kind of scratching their heads, being like, yeah, we don't know. We don't know what's going on. We just found this random drone in the Brooklyn Naval Yard. It just kind of showed up out of nowhere.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Terrifying. It's God. Well, the government is definitely behind this. It's clear to me, I think, that this is not going to end well for us. I feel like.
I think it's just some nerds that built it and that hacked it.
Oh my God.
And they just hacked it.
But
And
why
they're
would
like,
the
"And
government
we're
support
gonna-"
them?
Let
And,
Sean
like,
finish his theory.
Sorry.
I just think that some smart guys are just trying to build a fun toy and
Lots of fun toys.
See what they can get away with.
Okay,
Lots
but
and
why,
lots of fun
why
toys.
would the government? So if it's just some smart guys who are like making this in their garage and then they're flying it around and bringing it back, why wouldn't the government then go to that garage and be like, "Yo, hey, stop doing this"? And why wouldn't that be public?
Maybe they don't know. Maybe they can't. It's the
And does
government.
this affect the flights? I mean, you have these drones in the New Jersey, New York area. There's several airports there. I mean, does this affect commercial flights? And if it does, isn't this a reason to bring down those drones? Like, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I disagree.
Trump said that we definitely know where, like, the government definitely knows where they originated from. So do you think that Trump is just wrong?
No, I mean, if they know, then
Speak
yeah.
into the mic and
if,
loud.
if they know, then yeah, they should go after it. But do they really know?
So Trump
they
is just
really know?
wrong.
What if it's aliens? What if it's UFOs? What if it's interdimensional beings just being like, we will show you ourselves to you now,
I don't
and
think-
I don't think
bring
they-
us to your leader
Do you
who's not
think-
really there.
Do you
Again,
think aliens are using the same technology and like same screws and same electricity?
Right, that
and
we
the
are.
same-
Also-
yeah, like Phillips heads.
Like those drone videos, or like the Tic Tac video and all the other ones, they do amazing maneuvers. These things, they're not doing amazing maneuvers. They're doing the
Yes.
usual maneuvers. They're doing what, regular drones can do. Fly this way and that way at regular speeds. I want to see this thing go supersonic, dive into the ocean, flip, its course on its axis as it's flying through winds. Like, unless it's doing that, that's definitely not
Yeah.
alien technology.
I mean, hackers and people who are able to do a lot of this stuff are very, very capable, but I don't think they're this capable, because the story that we're getting is that these drones are flying out of the water. There's like 50 of them. They're evading detection. They're unable to be tracked, unable to be found by local authorities. So I think that does kind of highlight some larger questions here that definitely do involve advanced U.S. military tech. As of course, the videos keep coming in on social media. Some of them are fake. Some of them are real. Some of them are perplexing. Some of them are confusing. But there's so much disinformation out there. It's pretty crazy. As of course, just being on Twitter now, this is one of the latest videos showing allegedly one of these drones. And again, you see a red light, you see a white light.
That's the other thing. They have the lights. They have like the same lights that airplanes have.
Right.
Like if it was alien technology, do you think that they're worried about having like headlamps the way that like
the
our
way that we
airplanes
signal.
Like, come on. Yeah, that's just a ridiculous. Like
If it was smart aliens, they would be trying to confuse us.
No, but
just to
Martha
play
makes
devil's
such
advocate
a good,
here.
Martha makes such a good point about the Tic Tacs. Like the Tic Tacs aren't using your typical electromagnetic waves and like our theories of thrust and how we make
Right.
airplanes fly. They're manipulating gravity. They're like maybe even space time.
And we may have that technology ourselves. If you like, there are some people that are making that claim, you know, especially Ashton X Forbes on like Twitter, they're making the claim that we have that technology, as in we, not we people, but we, the government has that technology. So it's very possible that even the Tic Tac is government technology.
Yep.
But you know, if you're gonna tell me that this is like some space alien invasion, I expect to see some crazy stuff. Captain Fravor, when he talked about flying with the Tic Tac, he talks about like not being able to like grab onto it, not be able to like follow it, and it just, you know, zooms away so fast, thousands of miles. So I don't think so. I
I'm
think that this
saying
is definitely
aliens,
bullshit.
to be a little facetious and just to add to the conversation here, because there definitely has been a concerted effort, I think, by a lot of the people within our government in order to get us to believe into this larger idea of aliens within the last few weeks, months, and years. And it's kind of trippy, because I remember a few years ago interviewing the Canadian Department of Defense, interviewing a lot of high-profile government officials talking about aliens, and I was kind of convinced, yeah, aliens exist. But with this latest kind of information psyop that we've been seeing, the more the government tries to tell us that aliens exist, the more I'm like, they probably don't.
Yeah, I'm on the same
you know,
track.
just because the government is kind of invested in trying to do this. One of our super chatters here had a very similar topic. Steph, read it. And then, of course, this also triggers the Canadian school teacher, Bazungas, that I'm going to find right now. Read them, Steph.
Just Cause I'm Free says, not saying the drones aren't real, but does anyone else think that some of this was Project Bluebeam? Or what about testing Drone Dome?
Drown down.
Yeah, thank you. Just because I'm free, you triggered the Canadian school teacher Bazunga explosion with your $100 super chat. Really appreciate you. We got another one, Steph. Read it.
Roy Quiggett saying, I think government could get rid of drones if they wanted.
I agree. Government could do pretty much anything they wanted if they wanted. So, you know, the fact that they aren't is kind of where I'm at. The PSYOP is they clearly want us to be talking about the drones and not talking
It's a
about
distraction.
Right, not talking about the real things that they're up to, like war. I mean, why are we not talking about that and we're talking about these drones? And I think that's the whole point. You know, they're able to continue doing things that we generally don't agree with because we're busy doing other things.
I think a lot of this has to do with potentially with Trump and his future administration. I think it's fair to assume that there's something else bigger at play here, something that's going to be revealed eventually. But as of right now, this whole mystery is leading to so much speculation, so much kind of just fear out there. And I think we got to be careful not to get too inundated with it. As you know, a lot of high-profile people are concerned. Joe Rogan just came out and said, this is the first video about these drones that has me genuinely concerned here. And he played this TikTok video. Let's play it here for you guys. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Can I? No, it sent me to a random TikTok video. I'll just reload it and then try to play it for you guys right now. No, TikTok's so weird. There we go.
Hey everyone, my name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody. So, you know, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. You know, I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay. We don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case.
Broken Arrow. That's exactly what we were kind of talking about, what I kind of described a couple days ago on my main YouTube channel, where I did a deep dive into this larger kind of thesis, like he's kind of describing here, as just to speculate a little bit more here. I think there's a fair possibility that enemies, external or internal, could have placed nuclear devices around the United States and are going to Donald Trump and saying, you're going to comply with our wishes and demands. You're going to keep us in power because we could stop this threat, or we can make it go off. What are you going to do, Donald Trump? Are you going to appoint RFK Jr.? Are you going to appoint all these other radicals? Are you going to appoint Kash Patel? Are you going to do as we tell you to do? I think that is where my mind is going. I could be absolutely wrong, but in the kind of conspiracy world, the conspiracies are more true than wrong, especially in our current kind of dystopian day and age. What do you guys think?
That's terrifying. I honestly worry that if that is the case, I don't think they would even give him the opportunity to threaten him. If he just does something or is planning on doing something that they don't want him to do, they would just, I mean, why not just set it off? Because I would be worried if I was an adversary and I had the capacity to use nukes on the U.S., I wouldn't give Donald Trump the opportunity to use nukes against me first. I wouldn't threaten him with a good time. So why not just set it off before he does something I dislike? Which is just terrifying. I really genuinely hope that's not the case.
And why wait for Trump? I mean, why not just do it now? Because they know that they have a war-hungry, warmongering administration currently. So if that's the case and you want, you want to do something, now's the time to do it. So I don't know. It's just mind-boggling to me what's going on.
Terrifying. Hopefully it's just some dudes
I was
having
thinking,
fun
I keep trying to just, I think, calm myself down.
You're so him.
I'm like, no, it's just some guys in their garage.
Yeah, no, totally.
It's just some
Making
nerd,
$1 million
that's
weapons
fine.
that can fly in the sky and whatnot,
Yeah.
Like,
He has positive vibes from his own
He
drink.
does. He
No,
does.
I mean, I feel like
I
the
feel
more
like there
I
might be some CBD in that salt of the earth stuff. He's
no.
like totally chill. Like, yeah, this
no,
is
the
so
more I
great.
listen to the theories, the more I'm like, oh my god, that sounds.
Well, I don't want to give people anxiety either.
Pretty good.
He's
It sounds
like-
pretty logical. It sounds like, I mean, I don't know.
You're
People don't
"Not
like to
chill,
relinquish
bruh."
power. And we have to understand there are deep-rooted, very corrupted individuals within our government that are set to lose a lot of power, a lot of influence, and a lot of these people don't go away willingly. If you look at history, a lot of world leaders hold on to power as desperately as they can. Joe Biden is not the leader of the United States. There is a deep-rooted kind of bureaucratic intelligentsia deep state that is calling the shots here, and this could be their kind of last-ditch effort to try to stop the larger revolution that Donald Trump is promising, especially when it comes to getting rid of a lot of the corrupted people within our own government. So I think there's fair room to speculate that this could be something apart with these drone stories. As again, this could be a bluff. This could be a larger kind of buildup. This could be just a way to test psychologically the minds of the American people to see what we could get away with. I'm automatically thinking about the War of Worlds when the radio first kind of came out, and the kind of larger psyop that was played on the American people that were thinking that there was an alien invasion happening through a fake fictional broadcast that was done later through, of course, psychological studies with the military. So automatically I'm like, okay, the U.S. military has a long history of doing a lot of really awful things to the American people, especially the unsuspecting citizens that they do random tests on. And I think this whole thing is a big test. I think this whole thing is something bigger than we even know about now. And, my speculations are just speculations. Take them with a grain of salt. I kind of want to ask the audience what they kind of think is going on here, whether this is to put Donald Trump in check, whether it's to specifically kind of threaten him, or is this just some random guy flying some drones in his basement?
Yeah, it's
which
really
is an
smart,
interesting
dudes.
theory. But the implications here are very vast. They're very big, as we even have local news and big news corporations talking about how a U.S. Air Force base was just closed because of these drone sightings near its airspace. So this is affecting military personnel. This is affecting a lot of individuals, a lot of military installations installations, and a lot of people within our own government, again, they're not saying anything at all. That's the big sketch thing. That's the big weird thing that really has me kind of a little worried, a little concerned here personally.
So I
to
think
be
it's
honest.
embarrassing if a hobbyist has built this awesome thing and the government's like, they're like, oh yeah, no,
We're still going with that.
we can, you know, we can put it down. We can put, but they really have no clue like
Okay.
what's going on.
If I keep drinking this tea, will I become as optimistic as you?
One more theory. There is some legislation that is set to sunset now at the end of the year about drones. So, I mean, maybe this is just a very elaborate way of being like, we need, because there are a lot of people calling for more legislation on drone and, you know, so like maybe this is just one of a really elaborate way. Maybe they had those drones, they already purchased them, and they're like, what should we do with it? Yeah, let's freak people out and pass legislation that only we can control airspace and you can't fly these things. So, I don't know. Listen, I put nothing past the government. They've, done experiments on us. They do psyop stuff on us. They I put nothing past them.
That is a good point. There's already interesting legislation about what you could do with drones. Like, for instance, there was a guy who, above his property, there was some sort of drone. It wasn't related to this, and he shot down the drone, and he got arrested for damaging property and for destroying property, which is crazy because you would think it's his property,
right?
Some item is on his property that he
and you don't know what it is, and you can put warheads on drones. So I mean, like, yeah, it's a threat.
So
it's an immediate threat. You should be able to shoot
rules.
it down. I mean, I think that's one of those things. Like, I hear a lot of people in Florida, like if that drone was here in Florida, we'd be shooting it down. So yeah, maybe government don't fly it in Florida because. We got Florida man,
but I don't know.
Florida man knows how to shoot, and Florida man has guns.
That's not a smart thing. You know, bullets come down. Okay, so if there are drones in Florida, I live here in Florida. Please do not take matters into your own hands, since of course the bullets will come down and injure innocent people. Steph, we have a whole bunch of other super chats. Could you read them off really quick?
Sure, we have one from Roy Quiggett saying, Luke, love you, bro. Been a fan for 10 plus years.
Where were you the other 10 years? I'm kidding, Roy. Thank you so much. Appreciate you very much, and appreciate all of you guys' support a lot.
David Himes sends a $4.99 chat to us. Thank you, David Himes. We have Seth Riggin saying, I've been blue-pilled, red-pilled, white-pilled, and black-pilled. These days, I'm just like popcorn.
Huh. Interesting. That kind of assessment. Keep going.
Roy Quiggett saying, I almost joined a Freemason Lodge 22 pre-free mass.
Okay. Interesting.
22 press for free mass.
Freemason?
Yeah. I don't know, Roy Quiggett. Let's type all the way. Roy Quiggett also says, I think they think humanity as genie pigs.
Guinea pigs, I think, is what you're trying to say here.
You mean I'm reading.
But guinea pigs could be something that could be made in a biolab warfare system, as, of course, the U.S. government does some really awful experiments, especially when it comes to gene splicing, especially when it comes to just these larger kind of unethical experiments that are being conducted right now through our tax dollars that are absolutely concerning, absolutely worrying, and probably what we're dealing with right now is a larger experiment itself. As we got the latest news from the New York Post saying that the feds are going to be deploying state-of-the-art detection systems to help New York deal with drone swarms. As, again, the experts say they are baffled here as New York Senator Chuck Schumer on Sunday called for the federal government to deploy recently declassified radar technology to finally identify the mysterious swarms of drones alarming the tri-state region. So even the CIA guy, Chuck Schumer, the guy connected to all the intel agencies, is saying, hey, guys, we need to use all of our state-of-the-art technology to find out what's really going on here. I don't know. I don't buy this. I do believe there is an element within our government that is now trying to show its might, show that it is very powerful, show that it is very influential, and show that it is above the law and could do whatever they want without any other forms of government being able to stop them. I think that's really the story here. There's something within our own government that is absolutely out of the rule of law, out of the rule of any kind of accountability, and this is a dangerous gambit that we are all involved in, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Black Mirror a little bit. I don't know if you saw that show, but there was like an episode where they made a bunch of bumblebees that were essentially mini drones, and even though it was originally government controlled and it was meant to help the bee population, someone was able to hack it. And then the bees started, murdering people. And so that is somewhat worrisome. If we do have a huge influx of drones, people aren't able to, the government is not able to just get the drones down. Like there's no way to really control these drones. And what if someone is capable of hacking all of the drones simultaneously? We have no idea what technology is coming. And it's just, that's scary within itself. The whole drone sphere is a level that we've never gotten to, especially as we're approaching AI. If we mix AI with hacking and have AI be able to control all the drones simultaneously.
And supercomputers. I mean, there's just so much technology out there that is really concerning.
Very concerning.
Well, godlike technology that very few people have in their hands that will have larger ramifications for all of humanity. So I think that's a big one to understand here. We got another super chat here. Steph, read it about Atlas.
What's wrong with Atlas? Paws up, head down.
She's just relaxing. She's sleeping there. The reason, look, she knows we're talking about her.
I hadn't noticed her until I saw that come up on the screen. She's
The
so
reason she was barking is because someone was at the door. I didn't know someone was at the door, but that's why she was on the couch barking. Be like, who's at the door? And it was Lauren's friend. So, yeah. Steve Bannon looks like he's also kind of sharing my larger skepticism as he came out during the Republican gala last night in
That I was
New York. Yes, Martha was there. We helped design her dress that she was wearing
Yes, you
there for
did.
Free Roger Ver.
Josh did. Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to Josh. She made a really cool dress. Well, send me that photo so we can send everyone. But Steve Bannon is talking about how a lot of these mystery drones over New Jersey are the work of the Biden regime that is working against Donald Trump. Here's
the Biden regime every day is working against the country and President Trump. They're exacerbating the problems in Ukraine. They're exacerbating the problems in Syria and the Middle East. They're exacerbating the problems with the Chinese Communist Party. They've shipped all our ammo out. And hey, I don't know. Are they the guys who got the drones over New Jersey?
I don't know as well, but I think it's fair to speculate that, probably that's the larger case here of what is really going on here. And this does signal the possibility of not a peaceful transfer of power. I think that's another big kind of thing that we have to worry about, as a lot of people are very optimistic, very hopeful, very white-pilled about the future of governance actually, taking care and considering the wishes of the general public. The ruling elites don't like that. And I think this is something that we should all be concerned about.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the commencement speech. I think it's going to be, if you thought that Trump to Biden was a shoot show, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like back from Biden to Trump. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do their own kind of Democratic J6 kind of event as well, as anything could kind of happen there. As Fox News is also reporting today that there is a CIA officer saying that what's happening right now is a classified exercise. Again, this is a former CIA officer coming out and saying that this is also potentially related to testing detection technology. What are they testing? What are they detecting? Again, all of that is just left up to speculation here. I have my own theories about what is happening here. And to me, there are a lot of particular incidences that Donald Trump originally was kind of poking fun at as he released this meme showing McDonald's delivery drones giving, it looks like chicken sandwiches from McDonald's to Chris Christie. That's having a great old time there, enjoying all of the very not healthy meals that
I love
he
how
usually
Trump
consumes.
is trolling him, but Trump literally eats McDonald's every day.
So true.
And Trump isn't-
worked at McDonald's. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, he his brief stint at McDonald's. But also, Trump is also not healthy
No.
at all. Drinks Coke all day long. Like
He lost a lot of weight. Him and who am I? Whatever. There's another guy. Him and Trump lost a lot
Trump
of weight.
is a weird specimen of a human being, because if you look at the way that he worked during the campaign for his age, it is miraculous to see the amount of energy.
No sleep.
No sleep. McDonald's diet, Coca-Cola, Diet Coca-Cola at that, which is horrible, has aspartame in there. But the man is just a freaking train steaming on by, moving forward no matter what people throw against him. He was thrown in jail. He was a convicted felon. He's dealing with so many different lawsuits, so much different pressure. We have the Iranians allegedly, or the Iranians again come up here, hacking all of his top guys, hacking his campaign, releasing all the information to the corporate media very conveniently, and almost as if it was a CIA job, an intel agency job from the very beginning that was just used to blame Iran. He's dealing with so many hard choices and decisions, and he's still with it. He's sharp, he's witty, he's funny, he's on stage, he's captivating, and I would say he's an absolute incredible health with the way that he's looking, the way he's talking. You compare him to Joe Biden, you compare him to a lot of people his age, man, this guy's a total just crazy physical specimen that is something that deserves to be studied.
Just goes to show what happens if you don't ever drink alcohol.
Yeah.
It's another reason to just not drink alcohol.
That's true.
Because
We're looking at you, Lauren.
No, but I mean, like,
I'm gaining so much weight from not drinking alcohol. It's not even funny.
I mean, like, he's according to him, he's never had alcohol in his life, and he doesn't smoke cigarettes, and he, doesn't do any drugs. So except for like the McDonald's and the Coca-Cola, which is bad. I mean, he could be in RFK shape, but he's not. He's in slightly rounder shape. So imagine if he like ate healthy and worked out, that man could live to 150.
He's pretty good at golf too. Like
he's active. He's busy. He got shot at, and the next day he's on the golf course, like literally with the Band-Aid on his ear.
And you look at him, and it's Mike Pompeo that I was thinking of. Both of them were getting ready for the 2024 election, and both of them were losing weight because they knew they were both going to be presidential candidates again. And he lost a ton of weight. The only reason he still looks even kind of chunky is I do think that he is wearing an extra thick suit. From my understanding, that suit is bulletproof. So he has like this layer of thickness that isn't actually him. I wonder, like, if we were to see him in a t-shirt, I think he would probably be much healthier than he was, before 2016, before he ever ran for president.
Yeah, that's a solid point. But I mean, he could definitely still go to the gym, lift a few weights. It wouldn't kill him.
We
That's all I'm
don't
saying.
know what he's doing. He's not RFK. He's not like in a public gym, taking selfies with babes and then going back to, bench pressing. But I do think he is working out. Like, I do think that he is in a private gym working out, and then...
Yeah, I hope so. Because, I mean, we've got him as commander-in-chief for the next 4 years. So I would really appreciate... Mr. President, if you went out and worked out and stayed healthy, because we're kind of counting on you.
I believe he has a very interesting theory when it comes to health and life and energy. I think he believes that people are born with a certain amount of energy, and he decides not to, of course, use it on exercise. He uses it on playing golf, which is kind of walking around, strolling. You're not really that kind of physically straining yourself, but you are active. Walking is key to your health. We have this one from Health Digest saying Donald Trump's reason for not drinking alcohol has scientific backing. Yeah, you don't think so. People, breaking news, people who don't drink poison aren't poisoned. Who would have thought? Wow, that one really is a big one here. But he also had a brother that had severe problems with alcohol. And, it's something that I've been cutting out of my life on occasion. Sometimes I do have my random drink, but then I'm like, I get peer pressure to drink all the time, especially here in Miami. And I'm like, no, I just don't want to. I'm okay. I'm totally fine. As of course, someone was peer pressuring me to drink, and I was like, nope, not doing it.
Margarita.
Not doing that. It's okay because I prefer to feel great. I prefer to feel good, and a lot of people use it as this kind of social elixir to try to kind of like ease their anxiety and be their truest version. But if you don't do alcohol, and if you're not dependent on it, that true version usually comes out with enough of kind of social practice. Sean, you could probably talk about this a little bit more than I. You're in Miami here. The stuff you see, a lot of people who were probably hungover are probably going to your product.
Yeah, no, I was out riding my bike around to people the day after like Art Basel parties and delivering salt to the earth. But I haven't had a drink in a long time. I don't miss it.
Yeah, I don't miss it as well.
I do.
Yeah, Lauren does. I personally don't.
You'll get there. I feel like it just takes some time. I've never liked drinking, and I had like a glass of wine last night, and I regret it so much today. Getting on
been-
an airplane after like having alcohol is just. Ugh.
Oh no, drinking on a plane is the best, and also
That's the
because-
worst thing you
no,
can do
because
for
your
yourself.
blood gets thinner, and then it, like that, there's more alcohol.
Oh,
like
goodness.
the
Oh my
alcohol
God.
works harder. It's
But you're
just
also
so much better.
dehydrated on
It's
a
so
plane.
Great.
Lauren
The
is just
alcohol
trying to get the
really-
deal. Lauren is just trying to
I've
get the
been-
best bang for her buck there.
Exactly. You know. Okay. Exactly. Are you gonna ready? Okay. Whatever. But I've been sober for
Cue
6
ethnic
months.
jokes
Yes,
about
that's
your
what
religion.
I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I
I'm not
didn't
gonna
want to
say.
say
I
it.
got upgraded to first class. Thank you, American Airlines. Really appreciate it. And both to New York and back. And I didn't have a single drink of alcohol.
What?
And I just have to say it. I feel fantastic not
Aw.
drinking on airplanes.
I would have
'Cause-
had a Bailey's for sure. At
Oh
least
dear
2
God!
Baileys.
I mean, I did fly early in the morning too, so like not kosher to start
Okay, then I
drinking
would
at
have
like.
had
That's
a
the worst.
mimosa.
Airlines are like doing the worst thing for you. Like here,
Or a
have an
Bloody
alcoholic
Mary.
beverage before you take off and fly. And I'm like, no, like
That's
stop
so
it. Like
great.
I don't want it. Like keep your
They
keep your
gave-
dirty booze away from me.
They gave me my other drug of choice, coffee, which I appreciate, but it's just like alcohol is so bad for you, and especially on an airplane, you're already dehydrated, and then you're gonna have something that further dehydrates you.
There's alcohol that pairs perfectly with your favorite drug of choice with coffee. You can put Bailey's in your coffee.
Woman,
It's
calm
great.
yourself.
Listen, I haven't even smoked for 2 days. I am on like a total health kick. I went to New York
Oh
and
my
did not
God.
have seed oils,
Yeah.
and like I'm so proud of me.
I haven't had alcohol. I haven't had ganja. I haven't had anything in over 6 months. And all I do every day is go, damn, I can't wait until I get to do that again.
Sean, chew her out, please. Sean, please.
Everyone's on their own journey. I
Oh,
guess.
come
It takes,
on.
it takes what it
This
takes.
guy.
He's so
I
optimistic.
love this
You're on
guy.
your journey. It'll be good.
I'm going to drink this stuff from
There
now
you
on
go.
instead of alcohol.
There
This
you
stuff
go.
is delicious, and I like the guy who makes it.
There you
He
go.
makes me happy, and he doesn't call me fat like the weird host of the show.
Good throwing Luke under the bus. I like
How
it.
do I
appreciate
how do I
it.
respond to
You respond by saying, I will
that's
never
the-
call you fat again.
How do I
that's how
respond
you
to
respond.
this fat person calling me out as aggressively as she has here? As of course, we now have breaking news that the FBI has now officially declared that New Jersey residents should not be shooting down these mystery drones. So this is the latest that just broke during the making of this video. FBI releases a statement saying, please do not point lasers at them. Do not shoot them down. There's a lot of reports of green lasers flying around as well. And of course, a lot of people are concerned. A lot of people are worried. And the disinformation doesn't help. As of course, we have fake news stories like this talking about how radioactive material is missing and being found places. And of course, the post is misleading. Thank goodness we have the community notes on Twitter that calls out a lot of the fake news out there. And they have sort of been very helpful here, kind of identifying a lot of the fake videos that have been circulating the internet around about these drones, because otherwise it's very difficult to kind of tell what is what in this kind of larger social media landscape, as there's so many people just trying to click farm, engage farm, and trying to get as much kind of attention on their post as possible. And sometimes they spread fake news like the corporate media does routinely. But now we are seeing some kind of anonymous bad actors take advantage of the situation. And I'm so happy we have the community notes that actually calls it out in real time, which is absolutely awesome and incredible to see. But I do believe Donald Trump, again, represents a huge wedge in the machine. And I think this is in response to the machine kind of answering back. And what is the true story of what's going on here? I don't know, but I think it has to do with the larger kind of revolution, the political revolution that Donald Trump is promising, as Elon Musk just tweeted this out saying, awesome, showing a statement from Donald Trump that is talking about how on day one, he is going to be getting rid of a lot of horrible regulations that screw over the American businessman. Here's the clip.
Starting on day one, we'll implement a rapid series of bold reforms to restore our nation to full prosperity. We're going to go full prosperity and to build the greatest economy the world has ever seen, just as we had just a short time ago. We had it in my term. We had the greatest economy that the world had seen. We were blowing away everybody. Our country was doubling up on China, doubling up on everybody, and everybody knows it. And then we had to slow it down with COVID, unfortunately, at the end. But even then, I gave it back with a substantial increase of the stock market, bigger than it was pre-COVID, so it was pretty amazing. Already preparations are underway to slash massive numbers of job-killing regulations, eliminating 10 old regulations for every new one. You put a new regulation on, you have to get rid of 10, and we'll be able to do it. And that was about the percentage we had. We cut more regulations than any president has ever cut by far, actually.
Yep. And a lot of big corporations rely on regulations in order to destroy the small businessman, in order to destroy any kind of form of competition, as we have to understand that it's usually some of the biggest players in our society, in our financial markets, that are calling for more regulations, more taxes, which of course absolutely eliminate the potential of people being able to compete with a lot of these major corporate giants out there. So for every new regulation, 10 get eliminated. Good. Let's do a crap ton of regulations now. I never thought I would be saying this, in order to get rid of all the other ones. Please, yes, and more. And I think this is part and parcel to why Donald Trump is such a threat to the bureaucratic state that could be acting up and acting weird with these drones.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you. We can still eliminate things without adding a new one.
No, but he made a point. He made a point saying if you do pass a regulation, we got to get rid of 10 other ones in order to do
we
that.
put sunset clauses in all of them. One of the major problems we have is that the books are covered in outdated laws. I mean, I started going through the ones here in Miami locally, and it's like they still have like rules for trains and telephone lines. I mean, it's like, come on, things get outdated. Remove them. At least the simple ones that we can like.
I mean, that would be so difficult to have to go back like for every single law and determine which ones are about to expire and then reinstate them. And
It's almost like we have technology that could keep track of what is about to expire
right,
and
but
bring
you
it
still
back
have
up.
to. Yes, we do have the technology, but you still have to go through like the legislative process to reinstate it. If we had sunset
Perfect.
clauses
If it's still valid, then you just re-up it at that time.
we already have. I hear what you're saying, and I think that there's certain things that we should start putting more sunset clauses on. I'll agree to that, especially with like newer legislation. Actually, with new and old legislation. But the problem I would have is we already have an overclogged, overburdened government that's getting very little done. So if their entire time was
Great.
spent,
Everything goes. Everything sunsets. You want it? Go fight for it.
she wants anarchy, people.
I don't want anarchy. I mean, yeah, sure. But like, honestly, we have way too many regulations, and we have so many regulations on the books that you don't even know what's on there. I mean, this is a family-friendly show, so I won't say, but there's even rules on the books as what you can do in your bedroom. And so this is ridiculous. And as society changes, it takes so much effort to go find those rules and remove them. But it's a weapon that the government can use to then be like, well, we wanted to charge you with something, so here you go. You did something in your bedroom that we don't like. Like, no, get rid of all of it. Sunset on everything. And if you really need it, you'll just bring it back.
Most of
Sean,
those
you're a small business owner. What do you think about this conversation about regulations?
Yeah, no, I really dislike the regulations. But I keep like thinking about. Did you guys ever see the theory of like birds aren't real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
I just can't stop thinking. I actually just checked. I was like, is that still a site? And they
The pigeons.
just the two guys I think that started it were like going on the news, and they were like kind of trolling these anchors, and then they'd like get on, they'd be like, yeah, birds aren't real, and then they'd like throw up on like live air and stuff, and really funny stuff.
But the point was to make fun of conspiracy theorists. As more right, the whole point of birds aren't real is to make fun of conspiracy
I don't
theorists.
know, yeah. And then I just saw a bunch of like memes today or yesterday, I think, of like, yeah, people in China releasing pigeons, and they were like, yeah, birds aren't real for real. Like, that's right. It's coming back. But yeah, as a small business owner, regulations regulations are a burden, and sunsetting new laws is I think really important for us to do.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I agree with Martha on that one, even though I like to disagree with her whenever I get the opportunity to. But another business that is dealing with too much government regulation is landofbiltong.com/Luke. They have really great products available to you, as of course these are some of the best products out there, especially if you are a carnivore. I really like these products, especially after I get back from the gym. They are packed with a bunch of protein. I really do enjoy them. I think you will too. because biltong is a family-friendly snack. It's low in carbs, packed with protein, making biltong the ultimate health snack, as biltong is a great source of iron, also serves as a source of several other essential nutrients, including magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, which translates into exceptional gains in all aspects of life. If you follow any high-protein, meat-based diet, biltong should be an essential part of your diet. Steph?
Yeah, it's delicious. Make sure to try it. I love the sausages. Okay, I don't know. It's the best one. There's also the Wagyu. I really like that one too. So definitely try it out. And remember to use code Luke.
No, WRC. Code WRC for free shipping. And if your purchase is more than $46, you could use promo code WRC10 for 10% off of your purchase. Biltong and Anton, the guy who runs this company, again, dealing with a lot of ridiculous regulations that almost shut his company down. We had him here also on this program, and I truly do really love this product. A lot of our guests really love this product.
really good.
Yeah, and anyone
Really
who
good.
literally is in our studio, I'm like, you want some biltong? We got some great healthy snacks, and we have other guests that are routine guests that usually go for the bad snacks. We have bad snacks, we have good snacks. We always
Stop
provide
it.
both options, and we judge people very severely on their choices that they make here. I'm talking about another woman that always comes here. Not you, actually, Lauren, but you kind of outed yourself here a little bit there. But
I like the yogurt covered things. Those are delicious.
yeah, those are actually pretty good.
Those
they're
are
probiotics.
delicious.
As it's hard to find good food out there, and Land of Biltong, biltongusa.com, is a product that does provide really good, nutritious food that you should check out. They make great stocking stuffers, so definitely if you have anyone that's trying to change up their diet, become a little bit healthier, check out landofbiltong.com. As, of course, we are going to be talking about Sean's company, what made him start it, the larger kind of health scene that I think is important to really hone in right now, especially because we have a big possibility of totally changing the landscape of government. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about LeBron James. Lots of really weird stuff. We're also going to be going to callers from members of LukeUnfiltered.com on the next platform, which is thebestpoliticalshow.com. The conversation continues there for another hour. Sean, before going over there, where can people find out more information about you?
drinksote.com.
Nice. We're going to pull up your website too, by the way. And great website, great product. Maybe you guys could even team up with Land of Biltong. I think it would be great to connect you
This is
guys.
like such a good product. I really like it.
No, it's absolutely incredible.
We're
very
sitting here
careful.
eating it.
Yeah, we're very careful with who we work with. We get a lot of offers from a lot of different companies being like, "Hey, we really want you to promote your, this product." And I'm like, "I got to test it. I got to make sure it's good." Sean, your product's great. Anton, your product's really great too. So definitely go check all of the independent businesses out there, the small businesses out there that deserve your support this holiday season. Martha?
You can find me on X and Instagram at Bueno for Miami. And I just want to say that the Land of Biltong is really good. I'm sitting here. I hide it behind my iPad so that you don't see me eat it. But yeah, that's what I do on the show now. It's delicious.
She's nibbling. I think there's like a little kind of squirrel. And I'm like, what is that noise?
I ate
it's
biltong
Martha.
for dinner last night, like the whole bag, all Wagyu, super yummy.
Yeah, I'm having the Wagyu, but the Angus is really good
Confessions.
too. I know. Confessions of this show. It's just, I'm sitting here and I need to eat something and it's delicious. And yeah.
I like the spicy one. What's the spicy
Peri
one?
peri.
Yeah.
No, the one that's spicier than peri peri.
Oh, I don't know because I don't eat spicy.
Oh, so good. They're all good.
Lauren, who has poor diet decisions, where can people find out more?
Oh God, Luke, stop it.
I can't even get mad. I had Chick-fil-A today. Like, what am I gonna say? It was delicious.
Horrible.
Did
Did you at least do
Anyway.
the non-fried option?
Heck no. Heck no. Get out. But I'm starting a diet in January, like everybody else. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's
not gonna work.
Yeah. When I first started being sober, Luke was like, she's not going to last a day. She's not going to last a minute. 6 months later, I could do a diet. Anyway.
You did surprise me, but I was trying to help you. I was trying, because I know your personality type, and I was like, I'm just going to tell her she's not going to do it, so she does it. So you're welcome.
Spite
Fatty.
works.
Anyway, you can find me at De Laguna Show with Lauren Hayden. I think that's my name. I had to change it. I think it's the De Laguna Show with Lauren Hayden on all platforms.
Soon she's going to be doing a mukbang channel, so stay tuned for that.
Oh,
Steph?
yeah. Me and Amber Lynn.
Steph, we are change on Instagram. Steph WRC on X. Head over to the next platform. We got lots of super chats to read.
Yeah, we're going to read your super chats from the YouTube platform on the next platform, thebestpoliticalshow.com. Sign up to lukeandfilter.com. There's going to be a special members video after this one where we are going to be asking our guest his most controversial opinion. So that's going to be a very interesting conversation. Stay tuned for that and a lot more. Now, officially going over to thebestpoliticalshow.com. See you there. As we always have a very interesting video to start off the conversation. And I saw this one,